Welcome to ESPN's Holiday Hoops presented by Zales, as it's the SEC on ESPN. And welcome to Columbia, Missouri, where the Missouri Tigers off to a great start at 9-2 on the year, undefeated here inside Mizzou Arena, but that will be tested tonight against a red-hot Stephen F. Austin team coming off perhaps their biggest win under their second-year head coach, Kyle Keller, and it happened in Baton Rouge.
To the Jacks, have another dagger in them. Scramble for the ball with 10 seconds. They get it to Cadet underneath, and he puts it in with 6 seconds. No timeout called here by the Tigers. Here comes Waters. Waters inside to F, blew the layup, and Stephen F. Austin has pulled off the upset, their first ever win against an SEC team.
Boy, a thriller in Baton Rouge at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Maybe we'll have some excitement like that here inside Mizzou Arena. Dave Neal alongside Jimmy Dykes. Glad you could join us. And certainly I think the question now is, Jimmy, can Stephen F. Austin take that momentum from that win in Baton Rouge and bring it here, another SEC team on the road?
I think they can, from everything that I've seen yesterday in a 3-hour practice and today in a 90-minute practice. When you play a team, Dave, during the season is so important. And Missouri's catching Stephen F. Austin at a high level right now with a ton of confidence, a lot of fire, a lot of moxie. They bring an edge into Mizzou Arena off of that win on Saturday. Here's the danger part about playing against Stephen F. Austin. They are as disruptive as a defensive team, maybe in college basketball. They're second overall in steals. They get after you on the defensive end and convert turnovers into points. Stephen F. Austin has no fear. They're going to go right at Missouri tonight in this game.
Well, that leads me to this question. A freshman point guard from Missouri and Blake Harris. How important is his game tonight?
I think that is the question. Missouri starting a true freshman point guard, and the last time he faced any sign of pressure like this, he played 6 minutes, had 2 points and 3 turnovers against West Virginia back on November the 26th. He has not been tested with this kind of pressure since then. Now, he has played well in the last ball game. He moved the ball well. The concern I have for him is, as a freshman guard, he's a one-speed point guard right now. You can't play one speed against this type of pressure tonight. This young guy's got to grow up within the game. The first 3 or 4 minutes is going to tell us a lot.
Certainly comes into Missouri with a lot of accolades coming out of high school, but coming off a 7-assist, 1 turnover game. Only 5 times this year as he had a positive assist to turnover ratio. So that will be something we will monitor all evening long. Should be a lot of fun. The Lumberjacks playing great at 10-1 against the Tigers at 9-2. We'll have the tip on the other side.
There's a danger to success.
It can bring out your best.
Or lull you into complacency.
You can always be faster.
Woo! Or smarter.
Keep reaching beyond your best, because better is a never-ending quest.
Introducing the all-new Accord, the most impressive Honda ever. Our quest for better never ends.
We let them things hang out there every day. Sometimes they get chopped off, but we stay in that now, and they grow back even bigger, right? Let's go out there and have so much fun out there and punch them in the mouth first 5 minutes and just make them spit right back at us. Let's go, guys.
Kyle Keller bringing his Lumberjacks into Mizzou Arena. Dave Neal and Jimmy Dykes, glad to be with us. 2 teams off to really good starts. The Jacks at 10-1, the Tigers at 9-2. Missouri's won 4 straight. SFA has won 6 in a row, and we are just about set. We've talked about the pressure. Both these teams play exceptional defense. I think the thing for Missouri this year is they're putting the ball in the basket now to go along with some good defense.
Yeah, I trust Missouri in the SEC right now as much as any club in this league. And they move the ball so well. They defend their tails off. They fight each other on the offensive glass. Not a lot of weaknesses from these guys in white.
Our Missouri starting lineup, the same group that has been going for a while now. Robertson, Barnett, Tillman, Puryear, and the freshman Blake Harris. For SFA, Augustin Harris, Gilmore, Cadet, and TJ Holyfield, who's a preseason first-team all-conference performer for the Jacks. He wears 22 down there scratching for the loose ball, but it comes out to Cadet, who hit that game winner in Baton Rouge. Gilmore. Here's Holyfield. Little contact in the paint Shot clock down to 1. That one's swiped out of there by Barnett.
Well, Missouri was so good at opening defensive possession. 2 or 3 different rotations. They all got on the midline. Excellent help defense by Missouri.
There's that pressure you're talking about. No look pass and off to a good start. Freshman to freshman as Tillman puts it down.
And Cuonzo Martin walks down his entire bench and tells his team their pressure's not going to bother us. Terrific opening offensive possession by Blake Harris.
Foul underneath on Tillman.
He kept his dribble alive out against the pressure. And if you can go by Stephen F. Austin's initial defender, you can have some success because they are up the line, on the line, denial team. Cuonzo Martin knows it. Expect them to try to drive the ball to the paint early and often in this game.
There's Cuonzo. His 10th year overall, of course, first year here in Columbia, Missouri. Interesting note that he spent 3 years at Missouri State, 3 years at Tennessee, 3 years at Cal. He won 61 games, 63 games, 62 games. Very consistent no matter where he has been.
They're consistent because they defend. This team right now, they guard you. 31% is all they're allowing from the three-point line, 43% from the two-point line, and they limit you to only 5 offensive rebounds per half.
Harris almost had a steal, and there is a foul. That will go against Kevon Harris, the sophomore out of Ellenwood, Georgia.
We talked about Stephen F. Austin's ability to make steals, but this is a Missouri club. They only get about 5 steals per game. They're more of a position defense, but Harris with the right read, almost with a rip to the other end.
142 steals for Stephen F. Austin.
Just don't play around with it. Just don't play around with that ball pressure, and Kyle Keller calls timeout. He will get all into number 0, his point guard. So far, the young freshman, a passing grade early. Well done.
Sweden's greetings from Volvo. This holiday season, celebrate the beauty of family with our holiday offers on cars like the XC90. With more intuitive safety innovations, you can keep the ones who matter most safe.
Now, JR, everyone knows why you're called X Factor.
Yeah, I'm unpredictable.
But not everyone knows why you're called JR.
Stands for Junior.
Jump Shot Ron.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jump Shot Ronald.
Stands for Junior.
Really? It's Junior. I mean, I get it, but you don't want to jazz that up?
No.
Something more fun? All right, guess it's Junior.
Blake Harris averaging 3.5 points a game, but boy, he's off to a good start.
Well, he's not playing around with the basketball, and he's not playing around with the pressure. And Kyle Keller, he hates to give uncontested layups. Something to keep an eye on. Will Stephen F. Austin now back up their pickup point as they see that Harris has the ability to go by?
Donovan Heeman checks in the game for the Jacks. He wears 24 and purple. There'll be a foul on Heeman, and we'll go the other way with it.
Missouri is a team that is a hit-first defensive rebounding club, Dave. In their ball shot, they go hit, find, and fetch about as well as anyone we have in college ball. It pays off on both the defensive glass and the offensive glass form.
Missouri's out-rebounded 6 of 11 opponents this year. They were plus 21 rebounds in their last victory against North Florida. They were 52 to 31 in the backcourt. Harris, guarded by Knapp. Knocked out of bounds, it'll belong to Missouri. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, Barnett buries it.
Yeah, really good read by Harris. See that Austin goes 2-3 zone with only 6 seconds on the shot clock, and they forgot the far corner.
Barnett can shoot the 3. He had back-to-back games with 5 3-pointers earlier this year. Holyfield up underneath, and the Jacks with their first points.
He's a very good college player, Holyfield. Only 6'7", 6'8". Kind of a small forward on the perimeter, but excellent feet. Understands angles on the inside.
Harris tried to get that inside to Tillman, just couldn't handle the hot pass. Dusted back the other way. Kick it out. Kevon Harris. He knocks home a three.
The turnover by Harris was an example of what I'm talking about. He needs to learn to just choke it down a little bit once he beats his defender and gets to the rim. The move was 100 miles an hour. Unfortunately, the pass was 100 miles an hour.
Robertson. Inside to Tillman. There'll be a foul inside against the Jacks.
Stephen F. Austin is, they are wired to score in transition with a hard push, and then they spot up with shooters. 3 guys shooting over 40%.
Holyfield's a guy Coach was telling us about. When he's on, he is really on.
Yeah.
There's some nights where it's not there.
Right? He needs to be on tonight because this is a small team, and the size of Missouri at some point could just wear you down.
Well, this is a big Missouri team. Another foul against Stephen F. Boy, that is already foul starting to add up here.
As you break them down on film, talking about Stephen F. Austin, they will disrupt you with their defense. They will also foul you with their defense. And fouling negates effort. And there you see what they've done. The good part of their defense is forcing all those turnovers, but a number of times they put opponents on the free throw stripe. Hard to win tough ball games when you do it.
They got LSU very uncomfortable. You can see frustration. And there it is. Bogues all the way to the basket, throws it down with the left hand.
They went right at Geist. They take Harris out of the ball game, and now the backup point guard comes in, and Stephen F. Austin turns the heat up immediately on 15 in white.
Well, after Missouri's 7-0 run to start the game,
that's offensive.
Yeah, Lumberjacks on a 7-0 run themselves now with a chance to build on that.
So Geist now, 2 possessions in a row, has just not handled it all. They have chewed him up, and they rip and run with great efficiency off of their defense. The very next possession, Geist picks up his dribble and throws an elbow to clear out space. Officials actually may look at it. I think they're going to look at go to the monitor, look at the contact, aren't they, Dave?
See if it's up above the shoulders.
Yeah.
If that's the case, could be a flagrant.
Yeah, that elbow got up high, and the elbow, not only was the elbow high, it was extended out, like chin in the basketball, like we used to teach. And it's that move right there that going to draw the attention of the officials. Boom, that one right there. The right elbow coming back through the second time is the one they have to make a decision on.
Boy, guys just got swallowed up in that defense. And right away, Conzo Martin went to the bench. Terrence Phillips going to check in. They're going to call that just a common foul. So Phillips will check in. He'll be on the floor with Jonte Porter, along with Barnett, Tillman, and Cassius Robertson.
Boy, Geist takes a seat. So now Conzo Martin has to go with Terrence Phillips. Stephen F. Austin's the kind of team that they smell blood. They will turn up the heat on you defensively.
Backdoor cut. Robertson saves it to Porter. Phillips, first shot.
That's really good job by Porter to pop out of the ball screen knowing that the trap's going to come. Just simply get it to me. One more reversal pass. The defense has too far to recover.
Phillips, a young man, has seen his minutes drop considerably here in his senior year. Tap in is good. Holyfield got that right hand up around the rim.
Stephen F. Austin is not fighting pressure with pressure. They're getting a hard back cut on every possession right now against Missouri.
Como checking Phillips. Here's that double team. Phillips trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball. Cross-court pass to Barnett. He's fouled and off the back of the iron. He'll head to the free throw line. Charles picks up the foul.
But again, you're going to go after Missouri and trap them. You have to understand you're going to leave a three-point shooter in the far corner. Missouri found him. Well done.
The Season of Adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Raiders-Eagles in the Monday Night Football season finale on Christmas night.
Coach, what could be better than this? We get to unwrap the best present of all.
I got your gun. You get mine, all right? Let's go. Win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
Two of the most passionate fan bases in the game. I cannot wait to see the atmosphere in Philly. It's going to be absolutely electric.
Monday Night Football, Raiders, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
Hey, Friday brings another star-studded NBA doubleheader to tip off your weekend, 8 o'clock Eastern. How about DeAndre Jordan? The Clippers are in H-Town to take on James Harden and Chris Paul. And the streaking Rockets, they've won 13 straight. Then we'll take it down to Oracle. Lonzo and the Lakers squaring off against KD and the Warriors. They've won 8 straight themselves, and they're on the heels of the Rockets out in the West. Coverage tips at NBA Countdown at 7:30 on ESPN. And there's a guy that more than likely will be suiting up in the NBA. And how about this? He's already got the NBA swag type shoes on.
This was sweet, are those?
This is about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
Get some shots up.
There's still no word at all about the possibility of him returning for college ball right now. But he was out, like you said, about 90 minutes ago, getting shots up. You can see he can really shoot the ball. If he jumps to the NBA after this season and doesn't come back, at least I was the only college analyst to call the first 2 minutes of his college career.
Right.
I'll be an answer to a trivia question someday, because I was here that night. But I don't know. You also hear whispers that the recovery might be going a little quicker than they thought, and potential of this 6'10" guard coming back. And is he an offensive weapon? Defensively, not so much.
He's an old school NBA guy, right? Just outscore you.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of outscoring, Missouri leads Stephen F. Austin 12-9. Bogues, double clutch, back to Bogues. Couldn't get the shot to drop. Phillips, outlet ahead to Robertson. A nice pass to Tillman.
Their ability, I'm talking about the bigs in Missouri, not only their ability, but their will to run is very impressive. Tillman is, when you get your one offensive rebound every 6.5, 7 minutes, has great feet, but a huge Valentine running rim to rim.
Missouri's 5 of 6 shots. There's Holyfield. Como, they work the perimeter. Harris with a deep 3. Buries it.
They let him get started. Oh, good time. Not let him get started. 48% from the three-point line. Kind of lulls you to sleep a little bit, but he has a quick release.
Only 2 of 47 coming into this game, but Tillman working hard underneath. Got a friendly roll.
He has a terrific set of paws. He fumbles very few basketballs on the catch. Now, he can be turnover prone a little bit, bouncing it off of a double team on the low post, but he gets a lot of bad passes in his hands.
He scored double figures 4 straight. There's Tillman. Harris. Out to Como. Holyfield. Tillman with a foul. That'll be number 2 on Jeremiah Tillman.
You see Harris come up with a loose ball, and from behind, can't tell from that angle. You know, I'm just talking about Tillman. He doesn't fumble that basketball in a crowd. He's got tremendous hand strength for a kid his size and his age.
Harris, 70% at the line. Misfires there. The team's leading score. Yeah, 3 guys averaging over 15 points a game for the Lumberjacks. score in the basketball. A little bit better than Missouri in terms of season average. They're 81.5 points per game.
They're a 10-1 ball club, Stephen F. Austin. They will be favored in every ball game going forward after tonight. Maybe their game at Lamar in the Southland Conference, it might be a 55-45 deal, but they are going to rack up a ton of wins this season.
Yeah, look at that defense by the Jacks, and that forces another turnover. Boy, if you hesitate, they double the ball in a second.
They chew you up, and they are so good at keeping their feet alive. And they also are so good at getting their elbows behind their ears. Boom, right there. Elbows behind the ears, taking away fouling with the hands. Very well done. They are bothering Missouri about every third or fourth possession. Has to be a concern for Cuonzo Martin.
Swing it around to Augustine. Harris being defended by Barnett. And a reach-in foul against Phillips. Here comes Blake Harris off the bench. So he's run through 3 point guards as Cuonzo Martin. And we haven't played 8 minutes yet. Augustine.
And Missouri just sits on that white line defensively on the help side. They are so good at the 2-point part of the floor defensively.
Holyfield up and under move. Holyfield this year averaging 15.5 points a game, shooting 58% from the field.
You cannot take his fakes. He's got an old school game on the inside with throws everything at you until he gets an angle.
Porter kicks it out to Harris and swing it around to Robertson. His three.
How quick was that release, huh? He's a small kid. He's only about 6 feet tall, but he jumps so high he can get off some contested shots and knock them down. He explodes into his shot, man.
Shooting 41% from behind the arc. Boy, Holyfield got a friendly bounce off the front of the iron and through the cylinder. There's a pick. That was knocked out of there by Gilmore. Gilmore tap pass to Harris. That was blocked by Porter. Still alive. And Cadet gets it to go.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes, the team in purple is playing harder, and they're getting every 50-50 loose ball. And when the ball's on the rim, they're holding their own with it being an undersized team.
Gilmore thought that was knocked off Porter, but it will belong to Missouri. Timeout on the floor.
Well, Missouri has got to sound up their 2-point part of the floor defense. They have to stay on the floor. Stephen F. Austin is here to win.
Santa's #1 most trusted brand.
Our AutoZone Rewards program is simple. Spend $20 5 times and earn a $20 reward. Oh, look at that. You got a $20 reward.
I needed it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We were so deep. It was
fun.
the best. Hey, is there a shower here?
Got a sink and some hand soap.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. I love that guy. Let's get you what you need.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Number 22, Holyfield. He's our second leading scorer, 15 points, 6 rebounds. He's right at 6'7". He's a small forward on the perimeter and a rim scorer on the inside. Very quick release on the 3-point shot. Be there on the catch. Quick release, you got to be there on the catch. They shoot a trail 3, a bounce 3. He can catch and shoot it as well. He's a very patient rim scorer with all the moves. Give him no angles. Keep your chest on him. Stay down with high hands. No angles. Keep your chest on him. Stay down with high hands. He also has a team-high 39 turnovers. We'll blitz him. See if he can handle the pressure.
Well, Jimmy, points 4 and 5. Gets to the rim. He's got all the moves.
Well, that is the scouting report on this kid after watching him on film. And Missouri does not do what we talked about there at the end. You have to stay down on your feet and show high hands. He's only 6'7". He has to get an angle to shoot over length. You know, Cuonzo just talked about it in his timeout. 22 is a guy that can hurt us. He's an undersized inside guy on the post. Stay down, move your feet, slide your feet, and make him make shots over the top of our length.
Missouri will have the basketball. Only 12 seconds on the shot clock. Guys back on the floor for the Tigers. Also checking in is Reed Nico.
Out of the timeout, Stephen F. Austin actually goes to an extended zone with their pressure and confuses Missouri and keeps them out of any type of an offensive flow. Well done.
And guys not recognizing the shot clock. That's a violation. That is 6 turnovers already for the Tigers. Just to give you an idea of how many that is, Missouri averages 14 per game. Off the front of the iron is Gilmore. Geist leading the charge. Robertson trying to post up per year. Robertson, though, comes off the screen. Barnett, wide open 3. Got it.
That's a great find by Geist to come off the ball screen. And he came off it and turned the corner to make sure the double team doesn't chew him up, and then threw back to the weak side of the floor.
8 points in 8 minutes for Barnett. Cadet out of the corner. That's off the mark. Here's Barnett. In traffic, kicks it out. Robertson. Boy, this team can shoot the threes.
Well done. I said guys, but it was Robertson that made the pass. And now he spots up on the far side of the floor. Anytime the ball, Dave, goes from 1/3 to the other third in transition, you will get an open look.
Missouri, 5 out of 5 from behind the three-point line. Holyfield steps back. That won't drop. And a foul. And that'll go against Stephen F. Austin.
There you see the drive off of the late transition offense, but the ball went from 1/3 to the other third. There's a play by Robertson to come off of it hard, knowing exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. He knew when he attacked the hip of the defender, he was going to go to the far side for a spotted up shooter. Very well done.
Well, this Missouri team, a respectable shooting team, but their three-point shot this year has been tremendous.
Can't do that, though.
Pick up your dribble midcourt. That is trouble, and there's the steal. Harris, connect. Layup is good.
You cannot do that. That's a rule that goes back to third-grade basketball, but especially against a team that's looking to chew you up like these guys in purple.
Barnett, another 3. Got it again. This Missouri team came in with 107 three-pointers, the most in school history through 11 games.
And they're making, right at 10 a game, and there you see the good decision to get it out of the trap, and the pass out of the trap is on time and on target, but then the play before that that's where you have problems, and everybody's up the floor. They're up the line, on the line defensive team, Stephen F. Austin.
Here's Geist. Foul, yeah. A bump by Augustin on Geist. That'll be the second on Aaron.
It's a big hit because he triggers their defense. Augustin sitting down, and Kyle Keller will not be happy fouling 35, 36 feet away from the rim. They want to pressure, but again, fouling negates effort.
That's a 16 foul against Stephen F. Austin. Next one to shoot free throws. And there it is. Charles picks it up.
Back-to-back fouls now, 36, 38 feet from the rim.
Hey, Wednesday at 8 o'clock on ESPN and the ESPN app, we'll have the DXL Frisco Bowl between Louisiana Tech and SMU. The Sonny Dykes era begins for the Mustangs as he takes over that program and will coach the bowl game. He'll have the only 2 FBS teammates with over 1,000 yards receiving each and over 10 touchdowns. Courtland Sutton and Trey Quinn. Should be a lot of fun. 8 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday nights.
I'm torn on who to cheer for because SMU, obviously, because Sonny Dykes, obvious reasons. But Louisiana Tech, coached by Skip Holtz, who He and I went to the same high school. Well, what's the guy supposed to do?
Now, just the same last name with you and Sonny, no relation.
Yes, right, but still.
Right, you're right. Your name.
Your heart runs towards SMU right now if you're me.
Well, Missouri has their biggest lead of 9 points, 30-21, 8:50 to go first half. Dave Neal and Jimmy Dykes, glad you could join us from Columbia, Missouri. Stephen F. Austin, 10-1 on the year against 9-2 Missouri. Cadet step back, gets a nice pass inside to Niemanen. And the roll, not very kind. Como, though, drives away. Bogues with the rebound.
Very simple part of basketball. Make your layups, make your free throws. Stephen F. Austin just missed 2 layups.
They got that one to go. Although that was a little more difficult than the others.
I'm telling you, you go back there as a coach and break down your game film and count the number of missed layups or rim shots and missed free throws. It will drive you nuts.
So Robertson strong to the basket. He is fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
Stephen S. they have some hard driving guys. Bogues is one of them, number 5 in purple. He's a guy that just makes plays off of broken plays. You don't run plays for him. You just trust his explosive athletic ability. He is a monster at that mid-range pull-up shot.
Junior college transfer. Had 10 points against LSU in their thrilling win down on the Bayou. Robertson is averaging almost 14 points a game. A graduate transfer from Canisius. 8 minutes to go, first half. Como off to Charles. Bogues goes strong to the rim.
What I tell you, you don't run plays for this kid. You let him make plays.
Wow.
He just dunked on the entire Missouri defense.
Out of nowhere. Inside. And a foul as a couple of bodies collide under the rim. And that one will go against Bogues.
You isolate a driver on the weak side of the floor. The weak side defense doesn't rotate it up. 5 in purple says wham.
Honey, I can't find the cranberries. I'll be right back.
Love to drive? Visit the Infiniti Start Your Own Legacy Winter Sales Event. Infiniti, empower the drive.
We've come a long, long way together. Through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
All that you are. The Forevermark Tribute Collection. Forevermark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
Missouri out in front, 32-25 over Stephen F. Austin, and they have done it behind a three-point shot tonight. Once they get past that initial wave, they've had some great opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about this. In this ballgame right now, Missouri is 10 out of 11 from the field. They've missed one shot. They have not missed a three-pointer. They're 6 out of 6. The problem is they have 7 turnovers, so they're either turning it over and giving the ball to the Lumberjacks, or they're scoring. If they just tighten up with their handle and stay aggressive, beating the traps, they're in good shape in this game. But know this, the pressure from Stephen F. Austin is not going to go away.
You saw Geist right there on the court, number 15 for Missouri. It has been a struggle for Mr. Geist out of the gates.
He has played 4 minutes. He has 4 turnovers.
I was in here, I don't know, it was 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago, and I saw Jordan Geist go for a career-high 28, get 11 of 14 from the field, and he was just a one-man show. It was just an awesome display.
He's a tough enough kid, though, that Konzo in that last time out maybe said to him, I don't think I can play you. I don't think I can play you in this game because you're giving it to them more than you're giving it to us. I'm going to give you another chance to prove me wrong. And I think Geist says, yes, sir, give me a shot. That's the kind of guy that he is, the kind of guys you win with.
That won't go. And that rebound to Barnett. There's a foul on Charles underneath. Boy, he and Kevin Puryear really going shoulder to shoulder.
But why would Charles continue to try to front the post 15, 16 feet from the rim? I love being physical, but look at 4 in purple. He's trying to front the post almost to the three-point line. Have to know where you are.
And that is 3 fouls on Ty Charles, the senior. And he'll be subbed out for here. Holyfield will come back on the floor, as will Kevon Harris, as Puryear knocks home that free throw. 79% at the line this year, 31 of 39.
Hey, there's a couple of players, there's more than a couple, but off the top of my head, in the SEC that I trust, Grant Williams from Tennessee, and this kid right here. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get you 20 points, but he's going to always get you 11 and 5. His voice is always going to be great. He's a selfless kid. His energy, his effort, his toughness, all those things that a coach values, you trust in Kevin Puryear.
32-game starter last year, the only player to start every game for Missouri. Had that career-high 30 in the SEC tournament against Auburn. Harris hangs in the air, a little double clutch off the window.
That's 2 out of the last 4 possessions. Missouri has been hugged up on the weak side. Watch out.
Barnett going strong to the hoop. And that foul will go against Neiman, and that is his 3rd.
Well, Barnett is a big-time explosive athlete that over the last couple of weeks has probably settled for too many three-point shots, although he's knocking them down at a high rate. But this is a guy that can get the ball to the rim on one bounce and cover about 20 feet, and he just did it very well.
He had 18 points against North Florida on Saturday to go along with 11 rebounds, the second double-double this year.
He's averaging, though, just under 3 free throw attempts per game. He's a 90% free throw shooter, so he has to use his explosiveness to get there 6 or 7 times a game and add another 3 or 4 points on to his scoring average, which he's more than capable of doing.
Well, he's kind of getting there tonight. 4 out of 4 at the line. 13 points for Barnett. There's Cadet. Off to Holyfield. Como. Holyfield. Nice pass inside to Gilmore.
That's what I talked about in his scouting report. He's a 3, a small forward on the perimeter because of his skill level to put it in the paint and drop off bounds.
Barnett couldn't get that one to go. Harris the other way. His layup as good. And we got ourselves a 5-point game, closing in on 6 minutes to go here in the opening half.
That was a big-time move by Harris to sidestep and avoid the charge, going full speed in transition. Very well done.
Corner to Robertson.
Kyle Keller switches his defense now to 2-3. He actually played 2 or 3 possessions of triangle and 2 against LSU. They will change it up on him.
Puryear left it short. Cadet dumps it inside to Gilmore.
He and Holyfield, they have an old school, I'm not going to give up on my offensive possession game. They shoulder fake you, they foot fake you, they lift you up, they find an angle, and they shoot a very soft ball that will hit the rim and fall in more than not.
Lumberjacks on a 6-0 run to cut it to 3. Geist kicks it out. Robertson buries another 3, and Missouri 7 out of 7 behind the arc. Harris, a shake around the screen of Holyfield, and that one is blocked. Geist, Robertson. Geist with the rebound. Barnett wide open, but they're going to call offensive foul on Reed Nico. Trying to clear out some space.
I don't know if he got his arm around and hooked. He's a big physical kid. Right there, just kind of backs in and clearing out space and dislodging a legal defender. The proper call right on top of it was Ken Washington.
Robertson's miss on that 3, the first one for the Tigers. First miss of the night from behind the arc. They're 11 of 15 overall from the field, 7 of 8 from behind the arc. Bogues. That won't go. And Tay Porter. He's been quiet tonight. As the young freshman at 6'11". Guys, back to Porter. Robertson down the lane, and the layup is good.
Yeah, that will absolutely eat Kyle Keller up. To allow a guy to drive from 22 feet out to the rim and no resistance.
Como, left-handed layup.
And that will bother Conzo Martin just as much. Two guys that are as tough and defensive-minded as you'll find in the college game, giving up layups.
Porter dumps it down to Nico. Brought the ball down, had it knocked out of there. It'll belong to Missouri with 3:38 to go in the opening half. 41-35 our score.
Watch Robertson just right down the logo, right through the nail, right through the logo. No resistance at the rim.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Zales. 'Tis the season to save and sparkle more than ever. And Aleve Direct Therapy. Get drug-free, deep penetrating, lower back pain relief.
Hi guys, so this is the all-new Chevy Equinox.
It's gorgeous.
It offers rear seat reminder, built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi, Apple CarPlay compatibility, and Teen Driver technology. It's crazy. Now to get all these features, you'd need all 6 of those crossovers.
That's insane.
Yep, and you still wouldn't get everything that's in this Equinox.
Wow. 6 cars in one.
Yeah.
Use your employee discount for everyone to get $4,500 below MSRP on this 2018 Chevy Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This season, get 4 lines of unlimited data for $100 per month on the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, switch now and get up to 4 free LG Fortune phones. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Well, it's been the Robertson and Barnett show so far, offensively anyway, for Missouri team. Both have 13 points. You see what the rest of the team has done, and the shot totals are getting staggering.
It's been a long time since I've seen a game with this type of an unevenness to it, because Stephen F. Austin has shot the ball 30 times. 30 times they've shot the ball. Missouri has shot it 16 times. So how in the world does Missouri still have the lead? Well, they've only missed 4 shots, and they've only missed 1 from the three-point line. But very concerning time right now for Missouri, knowing that we can't keep shooting the ball this well and expect to win the game.
Porter misfires. How about Stephen F. Austin has made as many shots
as Missouri has taken?
Yeah, that's crazy. And they trail by 6. Gilmore. Robertson trying to check Harris. Harris to the free throw line. Back pedals off the back of the rim. Good rebound there by Puryear. Off to Phillips. Cross court to Robertson. Nice little ball fake. Porter got it in the corner.
Well done. He shot an air ball the last time, and great shooters, I'm telling you, they don't miss the entire rim. He's an okay shooter from 3, 31%. But again, the ball in transition went from 1/3 of the floor to the other third of the floor. There it is. The attack, the skip, and one more pass, and Porter knocks it down.
Young Manchi playing high school basketball right now.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
He's just a big kid, just a fun-loving, joyful, good teammate guy out there. Just turned 18 years old and could very well be being defended tonight by Columbia Rockbridge. And their 6'2" post guy who played last week as a starting free safety on the football team.
You know, it poses the question is, you know, obviously you want to win, score a lot of points, have success at the high school level, but how much would he really have been challenged in high school this year?
Not very much at all. No, not very much at all. He's really a terrific kid. Came here to play, you know, a year with his brother, and now that's to be determined. But this Missouri team now, I tell you, they're in a dogfight tonight, but they do a lot of things well. All the stats that a coach looks at, the assist-to-turnover ratio, the offensive rebound percentage, their 2-point defense, outstanding. A high lifted 3-2 zone that can bother 3-point shooters if they get to them.
Is that the purpose of this?
Yes, absolutely.
Barnett, quick catch and shoot. And Jonte Porter with a good offensive rebound. Kick it out to Robertson. There's a takeaway. Stolen out of there by Como. And he threw it away.
But did you see how quickly Stephen F. Austin recovered with that closeout to the shooter? Wow.
9 turnovers for Missouri.
What Kyle Keller's worried about right now is, can we get a rebound out of this 3-2 zone?
That's way off the mark.
So it's back-to-back offensive rebounds by Missouri.
And a foul against Stephen F. Austin, and now it'll go against Holyfield. Hey, coming up on the Zales halftime report with Carl Roberts, Seth Greenberg, and Jason Williams, Gino gets 1,000. Well, that guy can coach some ball. Hatchell gets 1,000 as well. It's a lot of wins, man. And of course, Oklahoma freshman phenom Trae Young.
Neither one of them got one against me, though.
That's good. There you go.
We didn't play him.
That's it.
I'm not part of that trivia question. Trae Young, my goodness. His ability to pull up and transition from deep will make him an unbelievable pro. Because now you have to come out and check him at the 34th foot mark, and he goes by you. The game opens up like it does for Chris Paul or James Harden or Westbrook. Those elite level guards, Dave, in the NBA, in transition, if they can pull up and knock down that 25, 26 footer, the entire game now opens up to him, and this kid has that ability.
Burnett to the basket. Wanted to foul, didn't get it. Off to Geis. Alley-oop. Barnett lays it in.
That was a great pass. A great pass by Robertson. Really good shooters make that pass better than average shooters.
17 in the first half for Barnett.
Critical last minute for the Lumberjacks.
And a foul against Missouri. That'll send Como to the free throw line.
I'm telling you, make your layups, make your free throws. Watch this right here. The push of the basketball. Bam. Very well done. Robertson to Geis. And again, I said great shooters throw that pass better than average shooters because they have a touch, they have a feel, they can put it just about a foot to either side of the rim with really good accuracy.
That ball never hit the floor.
No, that's Missouri basketball these days. There's another missed layup, though, by Stephen F. Austin. Instead of getting 3, have a chance to get 2.
So Stephen F. Austin shooting 50% from the field, right? They trail by 10. The problem is Missouri shooting 66%. I mean, if you're Coach Keller over there, what's your message at halftime?
Don't do anything different than what we did the first half. Let's think that Missouri is going to cool off at some point in that second half. Well done.
Good offense.
Yes.
The throwdown. Nathan Bain.
Holyfield has shown us what we talked about in his scouting report. You can put him on the perimeter as a small forward and make plays. You can post him up on the inside. He fights to get an angle. He is hard to guard.
Timeout taken by Cuonzo Martin. And here's that last offensive possession by the Lumberjacks.
Well, Holyfield can make plays, and he does lead them in turnovers, but he also makes a couple of passes a game from that small forward position at the 3 that are key baskets. He can really run. I watched him last night run a 22, which is down and back and down and back, and he did it in 17. He ran step for step with the point guards, and Kyle Keller has a little bit of a mismatch going right now with Holyfield, depending on who Cuonzo Martin assigns defensively.
I got to back up. So they have a 3-hour practice.
Yes.
They finished it up and running 22s?
Yes. and they lifted weights for an hour before the 3-hour practice. And I was here and saw the whole thing. I was exhausted when I left. Exhausted. Went to my room, ate a chicken breast and some broccoli, and just went to sleep.
Oh, I guess it's good to be young with these kids, huh? Jeez.
Yeah, it's a hard-coached team. Kyle, there was no cussing, there was no demeaning kids. You talk about hard coaching and holding them accountable. He is the guy.
All right, let's see what happens here. Missouri holding for that last shot. 4 on the clock. Robertson trying to find a little room. Another turnover, and Bogues will launch it, but the horn sounds, and that is another turnover for Missouri. 11 in the first half, but The Tigers will lead it by 8 at the break. 48-40 is our score. After the break, it's off to the studio for the Zales halftime report. And welcome back to ESPN's Holiday Hoops presented by Zales. Gorgeous night here in Columbia, Missouri, as it's the SEC on ESPN. Well, Kevin Puryear told you that one of his favorite shows is Stranger Things. Well, the stat sheet is kind of a stranger item right now. The numbers are I don't know, interesting is a good word, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of odd to look at a ball game right now. If you're Missouri and that staff, and Coach Martin says to his staff, what do you guys think? The answer is, Coach, we're in trouble.
Right.
We're in trouble because are we going to keep shooting the ball at this high of a rate? 66% overall, 66% from three, and 92% from the free throw line? I don't think we can. But we also are concerned because we've turned it over 11 times. If you're Stephen F. Austin, you don't change anything. You keep playing and doing what you do, and you trust that those shooting numbers from Missouri are going to just come back down to normal, and you're in good shape.
Missouri averages 14 turnovers per game. They have 11 in the first half. Tillman had a couple of fouls. He sat for most of the first half. And boy, you can tell he's got fresh legs.
Dave, how good were his feet right there for a young kid to catch it, spin, not travel, and get to the other side of the rim with a flush?
He has got some talent in that body, and he's just a freshman. Gilmore hits the iron a few times before dropping through the cylinder.
But at least Missouri on that occasion kept their chest on the offensive player and made him finish over length.
Remember, this Stephen F. Austin team was down 14 in the first half. The LSU came back to win at the buzzer. They were down by as many as 12 as Barnett buries another three. This team is down 9 out of 13. They average 10 a game.
They went to their double up pop action. Two bigs, double up. They pop one big and a quick reversal to the weak side for the shooter.
An offensive foul against Stephen F. Austin.
Barnett really shoots a pretty shot. And it's a repeatable shot that's so easy. Watch the feet of 23. Boom, the skip, the two-footed stop. He gets his feet right under his shoulder, so he's a powerful guy going up at the rim.
Timeout on the floor. Back in a moment. Missouri up 11.
In 10 feet, imagine yourself as the boss. Recalculating. In no time at all, realize you don't have to be the CEO to enjoy the amenities of the VIP suite. Your all-new Compass.
Well, next Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, SEC record holder for touchdown passes, Drew Lock, and the Missouri Tigers take their 6-game winning streak into the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl against the Texas Longhorns. 9 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Texas will look for a little home cooking as they hope to slow down this Tigers' explosive offense. Drew Lock, his numbers, you look at Texas quarterback situation, boy, he just shatters what those two combined have done.
Yeah, those two guys aren't even half as productive as what the guy on the left is, Drew Lock. And what a job by Barry Odom this year at Missouri, because at one point, Missouri was 1-5. He could have lost his team, lost his belief, lost his locker room, lost his leadership. No, he held that thing together, and they rattled off 6 straight wins, and now they're in a bowl game. That's not easy to do now as a coach. Terrific job.
You look at the scores in that 6-game win streak: 68-21, 52-12, 45-16, 50-17. They're just blowing people out. Let's see if they can do that to Texas, or will the Longhorns get refocused? That'll be coming your way, by the way, next Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN.
Dave Conzo's team in the first half took 12 3-point shots. They only took 9 2-point shots. That's out of balance for their offense. And I think Conzo's going to try to get this ball established around the rim the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half.
Harris can't get the layup to go down. Harris, free throw line.
That was a great stop. A great stop. That free throw line you have to treat like a yield sign, okay, as a point guard. And you get there and you read, what is the traffic telling me to do? The traffic told you to stop and elevate for the 15-footer.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Push the ball. What's the defense telling you to do at the free throw line? The defense says this thing is bottled up, pull up, and knock it down. Very well done. That is controlling your speed as well as you can for a young point guard.
And you talked about it. Sometimes he gets a little too fast.
Yeah.
And foul against Missouri. That one will go against Jordan Barnett. That'll be his first. Where will Stephen F. Austin go for points right now? You got to find Holyfield somehow, get him more involved?
Yeah, Holyfield, 22 in purple and 1 in purple are the guys. They're both averaging 15, 16 points a game. This kid with the ball right now can get his own shot and go by it. Holyfield needs some help out of the offense.
Here's Connect. Gets a little screen from Holyfield. There is Holyfield. Got the rebound to put back.
And he deserved to get the 2 points because you're right. He kind of held off his defender to let Connect get to the rim. And because he was holding off his defender, he automatically had inside offensive rebound position. Very well done.
Big screen by Tillman. The other Harris on the floor now. Draws a foul on Jontay Porter.
Kyle Keller got exactly what he wanted. He ran some offense to make Missouri switch it. And as soon as Porter got switched out on number 1 in purple, he told number 1 in purple, attack the hip. Well done.
Kyle Keller in his second year coaching the Lumberjacks, was an assistant at Texas A&M with Billy Kennedy before getting this job.
Staff at Kansas with Bill Self, Oklahoma State with Eddie Sutton.
Harris, pull up 3, got it.
See how he paused? He didn't catch it and just automatically elevated into a shot. He caught it, paused, kind of lulled the defender into sleep, boom! Then he explodes into it.
Alley-oop. Perfectly done. Give it to Jordan Barnett.
Another great pass at the rim. This one's for Harris. He had to pick it up off the ground and throw it from below waist level. That's a very difficult pass from the angle that he was throwing from. But again, you want to throw that thing about 2 feet either side of the rim to where the rim run's coming from. And Barnett just explodes and sends it down.
Season high, 22 for Barnett.
They need all of them, don't they?
Yes, they do.
He can't stop at 22. I'll say that. He better keep pushing towards that 30-point mark.
There's Gilmore. Lost the handle. Harris. He comes out of the pack with it. Boy, it's a 4-on-1. They'll pull up for 3. Got it! Robertson.
I would check it because I think it was a 2. Robertson ran himself on top of the 3-point line instead of outside the 3-point line.
That's a 3 off the back of the iron.
They signaled a 3, but they pointed to the table. I think they'll check it. And in my live vision, it looked like a 2 to me.
Either way, double-figure lead for Missouri and a foul on Robertson, as Harris will head to the free throw line for 3 free throws. But here's that last bucket. Was it a 2? Was it a 3?
Oh, and what's the opposite of live vision, by the way? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by One A Day Men's and Women's.
Hey, Friday, we'll bring another star-studded NBA doubleheader to tip off your weekend. 8 o'clock Eastern, DeAndre Jordan. The Clippers are in H-Town to take on James Harden and Chris Paul and the streaking Rockets, who have won 13 straight. Speaking of winning streaks, how about the Warriors? They have won 8 straight. They'll take on Lonzo and the Lakers after the Clippers and the Rockets. It's a great night of NBA hoops. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. That is Friday night. Some great NBA basketball.
Look at Cassius Robertson. He is shooting lights out, not only this season, but especially tonight. Interesting, his first year at Canisius, he redshirted and completely restructured his shot. Spent hours and hours and hours in the gym and would film himself and break it down, would actually go back to his dorm and journal about his shot, about what felt right and what didn't. And that's how you become a great shooter. Just the repetitiveness of his shot right now with ease. But I think that's a great story of a guy that just made himself into a terrific college shooter.
Well, his season high is 23. Had that against Wagner. He's in double figures for the 10th time in 12 games. Career high was 30 against Marist when he was at Canisius. Hit 9 of 10 threes in that game. Here's Jordan Geist. He'll run the point. Jonte Porter on the floor, along with Puryear, Tillman, and Robertson. What another turnover for Geist. Lonzo Martin just shakes his head on the Missouri bench. Niemanen around the perimeter to Como. You think Como might have a big night here in Como?
You would, wouldn't you?
There's a takeaway by Porter. Geist. Jonte Porter. Too strong. Long rebound out to Harris. Despite the fact that Missouri is shooting 68%, this is a 9-point game.
Well, your guy Como just got to the rim as quick as you can. He exploded from up top and got a downhill drive going.
Long rebound out to Holyfield.
That is a foul. That is a foul.
Maybe a couple of them in that.
Holyfield got smoked at the rim on the shot.
Boy, you can see Kyle Keller on the far side thinking along the lines of you, Jimmy.
I mean, there's... It just looked like a ton of contact all over his body.
The Lumberjacks will have the basketball. Tillman to the bench, a couple of substitutions. Van Laird Harris on the floor. Geist, Robertson heading to the bench.
Maybe if you're Stephen F. Austin, you're just hoping for about a 3 or 4 minute stretch that Mizzou doesn't knock down shots. Because you're getting your shot, you're getting turnovers. You just need just a little bit of a gap right now to tighten this thing up.
Bogues trickles it over the front of the iron.
He just goes and makes plays. Kyle Keller has learned to let Bogues take some hard shots because that's his game. He can make tough twos as well as anybody in that Southland Conference.
6-0 run by the Lumberjacks. Jonte Porter. And a turnover by Missouri. That is number 15.
Yeah, Bogues just gets Barnett in a foot race, and Barnett falls asleep and tries to chase him out. He's chasing instead of defending, and Bogues makes him pay.
13 and a half minutes to go in this game, and already Missouri with one more turnover than the season average. And a hold, Van Leer on a cutting Ty Charles.
What Missouri has to understand, they're up against a team that has a lot of dog in it, and I mean that as a compliment. They have a toughness and a fight and an edge and a competitive spirit about them that Missouri maybe hasn't seen all season long, with the exception of that West Virginia game.
Bogues elevates, buries it off the inbound.
So Kyle Keller has gone to him now. Back-to-back baseline out-of-bounds plays, knowing he can get himself open.
Down to 5. against Missouri underneath. I missed it. That'll go against Jonte Porter. That was screened by a couple of guys. I didn't see what he did.
I didn't either. A moving screen. He goes down the lane to set a screen. And
boy, you see that play so often. I mean, that's just like a common play, right?
It is, but I can see why the official called it too. He didn't come to a stop as a screener. He initiated contact as the screener.
That's one of those things. By the letter of the law, that is a foul. Yep. But how many times do we see that happen during the course of the game?
Lumberjacks doing a lot of driving to that paint right now, trying to get paint touches.
In and out. That one won't drop for Augustin. And it'll belong to the Jacks.
I would make sure I know where number 5 in purple is on this baseline out of bounds. Because he has scored on back-to-back out of bounds plays. You might try to dial his number one more time.
He comes around a screen. This time he's covered by Robertson. They give it to Gilmore. Gilmore strong to the basket. Boy, Augustin got caught up in the air and had nowhere to go. Harris back the other way. Little scoop shot, no good. Tillman.
How impressive is the running speed of Tillman and the effort to be there? Because Harris brought that thing off of a blaze up the floor, and Tillman was right there to clean up the miss. You don't win games at home or on the road. You win games in the paint, on the glass, and at the free throw line. And that's a great example of a guy winning a ball game for you on the glass.
Tillman 10 points. He's hit all 5 of his shots. Here's Gilmore. Connect. Guarded by Geist. Holyfield. But you can tell he's itching to get some points.
They're trying to get paint touches now every possession.
Ooh, what a block by Tillman. Charles. Step back 3, no good. Rebound to Tillman.
I wish he would have drove it. He had the whole side cleared out. Had a chance to get to the rim.
Barnett can't complete the play. Here's Holyfield.
Good player. They don't come with a double. Missouri does not come down on doubling in that short corner area. And because he can go by you off the bounce, they back up just a little bit, giving space, and he knocks it down.
Barnett. Geist, rebound. There's Holyfield to come away with a basketball. Long outlet pass. Almost intercepted by Robertson. Instead, it's a layup on the other end from Leon Gilmore.
The game is scrambled right now, and that is in favor of the team from the Southland Conference that came in with a 10-1 record and has a chance to win about 27 or 28 games this year. Conzo knows it. The flow of this game, although they like to play fast, the flow of the game, because there's no smooth rhythm to it, the Lumberjacks are flying high and chopping wood.
Stephen F. Austin has cut this down to 3. How have they done it?
They've been the more aggressive team. You're going to see some jump shots being made, but they have started attacking the paint. Again, I talked about it. You don't win games at home or on the road. You win games on the glass, in the paint, and getting to the free throw line. And right now, that in the paint part of that equation is definitely in Kyle Keller in the Lumberjack system.
Those guys are ready to go over there in the Stephen F. Austin huddle, coming off a win over LSU. Their only loss this year to Mississippi State, a team that's 9-1. They lost 80-75 to the Bulldogs. But, of course, trailed big at LSU in the first half by 14. Came back to win that at the buzzer. Tonight, trailed by as many as 13 here in the second half with just under 18 to play.
There is no go away. There's no go away from Stephen F. Austin.
Team expected to win the Southland Conference. Matter of fact, they won it 3 years in a row before giving way to New Orleans last year. But everybody thinks with 4 or 5 starters back, this is the team to beat.
It's a great job. It's a community that really supports that campus. Matter of fact, the day that they beat LSU, they were having their mid-year graduation exercises. The president was the speaker, and halfway through his speech, the crowd started cheering, and he announced the score that it's been a great day here at graduation and a great day in Baton Rouge as we've taken down the LSU Tigers. That's huge considering how close those two campuses are.
Here's Harris. 3 on the shot clock. Might have been blocked, partially blocked. That'll be a shot clock violation before it went out of bounds, so it'll belong to Stephen F. Austin.
Boy, a lot of that possession by Missouri was dribbling around the three-point line with pressure on them. That ball was certainly tapped.
Here's Kennett being hounded by Harris. Harris a little too aggressive. He'll pick up the foul.
Why would you do that? Why would you foul 36, 37, 38 feet away from the basket?
Because you're a freshman.
Because you're a freshman. I understand your competitive spirit and your heart and all those things, but you got to play with discipline. Got it.
Harris with the steal. And a foul on Kennett. That'll send Harris to the free throw line as Kennett picks up his third.
Just a really lazy bad pass by Harris as the out-of-bounds trigger guy. There's no screen set. You're just expecting your guy to pop out, and you have to make sure of your read.
Kennett, I think, thought he had a clean block here. You see his left hand gets ripped away from the basketball.
There's not much, though, is there?
And Harris converts them both. Harris at the free throw line. He is now 7 out of 10 on the year. 10 minutes to play in a 5-point game.
But we talked about at halftime, can Missouri continue to shoot the ball at that high rate? Well, the answer is no. They started 7 out of 7 from 3, and now they're 3 out of their last 12.
Numbers don't lie, do they?
No. So what does that tell you? Get the ball to the painted part of the floor right now if you're Missouri. Let your size take command in this basketball game.
And a timeout taken by Missouri. And that'll leave the Tigers with just 1 timeout. They kick off the new year with the college football semifinals on ESPN. If you don't know by now, let me tell you. It'll be number 3 Georgia, number 2 Oklahoma. They'll start things off in the Rose Bowl at 5 o'clock Eastern time from Pasadena. Then it's number 4 Alabama, number 1 Clemson, and the Allstate Sugar Bowl from the Superdome in New Orleans. Both games streaming live on the ESPN app. Going to be a great day of football on ESPN.
You know, it's possible Oklahoma could have the college football player of the year in Baker Mayfield and the college basketball player of the year in Trae Young. And I believe the only time, or I know the last time it happened was also at Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure with Sam Bradford on the football side and Blake Griffin on the basketball side.
Well, they certainly, Baker Mayfield certainly had some worthy moments on the field, had some moments off it as well.
Yeah, he did. But you know what? If you're a coach and you're one of those 4 teams, you take him for sure. Because that dude is about winning games.
He's a playmaker. Harris trying to make a play and gets it to Phillips. Shot clock at 2, gets the shot off.
That is huge in a tight ball game like that. To throw one in at the shot clock when you absolutely ran no offense whatsoever. None. Nothing resembled offense that possession for Missouri.
Jimmy, I hear coaches, and you probably said it, sometimes you just got to make a play.
Every once in a while you have to make a play. That was a push-off by Kennett to get open.
Inside to Bogues for the throwdown.
He's a big-time athlete. He's a Power 5 conference athlete playing in the Southland Conference, number 5 in purple. And now Kyle Keller goes back to that 3-2 zone. Can they rebound out of it? is the question right now.
Per year, left-handed shot, won't go. And Tillman had his hands on it for a second. It'll belong to the Lumberjacks.
Kennett, again, just a really good pass. This was actually below the rim. That's hard for a guy to take it below the rim and then get it up and through the rim. And great hustle by Harris. He drove the ball with nowhere to go. And the shot that goes down by Phillips is huge. Remember those 2 points when we get towards the end.
Stephen F. Austin, by the way, they are plus 15 on average, winning points in the paint against their opponents. They are plus 20 tonight against Missouri.
Because they're aggressive. It's not because of their dominating size. It's how they attack that lane.
Carry the basketball. We'll give it back to Missouri. It's got to be nice for Conte Martin to be able to interchange his guards so frequently. A lot of guys can handle the ball for him. Robertson with the task now. Phillips in the corner. Robertson takes it himself and turns it over.
Where were you going? He had no idea. I will answer the question for him. Where were you going? I have no idea.
Holyfield couldn't make him pay, however. Phillips back the other way. Pull up. That's a 2. And a foul on the inside, and that'll go against Jonte Porter. 66-61, 7:40 to play here at Mizzou Arena. A good one on our hands. Stay with us.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Zales. 'Tis the season to save and sparkle more than ever. And Angry Orchard Hard Cider, naturally refreshing.
Great look here in Columbia, Missouri, as we bring you tonight's Game Track, brought to you by Zales. Missouri shooting 57%. Hey, a few minutes into the second half, they were at 70%, and they've knocked down 10 three-pointers.
Well, we talked about it at halftime. If you're Stephen F. Austin, you're just thinking those shooting numbers from Missouri are going to slide back to more of a normal percentage, and we're in this ball game. That's exactly what's happened. And you look at Missouri with 18 turnovers. Their season high is 20, and that was against West Virginia, which was one of their 2 losses.
And plays
very similar. Very similar.
Well, let's see what Missouri will do out of this timeout as Holyfield will step to the free throw line. The young man has been somewhat quiet tonight. The junior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, came in averaging 15.5 points per game. He has been a quiet 12. 86% free throw shooter. That is 3rd in the Southland Conference to this point. By the way, he also knocks down 47% of his threes.
Yeah, it's that versatility that we drew up on the whiteboard in the first half, our chalk talk, and he's done all those things. He's been a rim scorer, he's knocked down threes, he's made plays off the bounce, getting an angle on you, and he's creeping towards his 16-point average so far in this game.
And you haven't really noticed his points like you do Como or Harris.
This is a very efficient, very quiet, efficient game. You'll have an open look. There it is.
Phillips. Offensive foul. Barnett knocked home the 3, but the offensive foul will wave it off.
The ball went to the high post, and Phillips, you know what? Phillips made a good decision to not shoot a bad pass because the pass was thrown at his ankles. Had it been a good pass, he would have had an open 3. But you don't shoot a bad pass, and Phillips had to drive because of it.
Harris. Holyfield sent a nice screen and couldn't hit him on a little roll. Now Augustin gets it to Holyfield. Faces up on the freshman Tillman. They don't double, and Tillman makes a foul, and that'll be Number 4 on Jeremiah Tillman.
That's a hard call to go against Tillman, but I think it's the right call. At the very end, Tillman steps in with his chest, I believe. Watch right here. Holyfield's going to go up. And watch the white jersey step in right there. That little bump at the end, bumping the shooter on the way up, that's the proper call.
Yeah, it's a simple, it gets kind of up under him, right?
But you're disrupting that shooter as he's up off the floor.
Crowd didn't like it. Holyfield makes him pay at the free throw line. To my knowledge, they haven't really doubled down low on Holyfield.
They have not. Kyle Keller got into Holyfield yesterday's practice over a 4-hour period, 15, 20 times. And every time, just like that, he got into him, and every time Holyfield said, "Yes, sir," and went right back to work. You win with guys like that. They have one agenda. What does it take for us to win again?
Robertson and a foul. That'll go against Stephen F. Austin. And a sarcastic cheer here inside Mizzou Arena.
Yeah, contact all over the shooting wrist and the shooting arm.
Robertson, 80% at the line, knocks that one home. He's up to 17 points. Cadet on the floor. Bogues will head to the bench.
We need every one of them from that charity strike for both teams right now.
Well, Missouri has been fantastic. They are 16 out of 17 at the line.
Yeah, how about that? That's how you win tight, close ball games when you continue to give it to the other team about every 3 or 4 possessions.
Connect. Entry pass to Holyfield. Working on Porter. On Connect. Gets it up on the rim. That won't go. And Harris there scrapping for it. And it's taken away by Gilmore, but a foul.
Well, I like the patience, though, and really the determination by Stephen F. Austin on offense. Cannot settle for a jumper. Pound that thing to the paint. Harris came in. Probably got away with climbing over the back. But they continue to be the most aggressive team on the floor. Now, Missouri has caught up in that who's the most aggressive team battle over the last 3 or 4 minutes. But the guys in purple still have a little bit of an edge, in my estimation.
I would say the intensity level has risen here in the last couple of minutes. Gilmore will pick up another. That's number 3 on Gilmore.
There's been 5-6 times Stephen F. Austin has fouled at the 38 to 40 foot mark on the floor. Not what they want to be doing.
16 fouls now against Stephen F. Austin. That's pretty good here with 6 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, especially for them.
Robertson picks up his dribble again. Gets away with it this time. There's a takeaway. Harris leading the charge. 3-on-1. Gets it to Como for the layup.
What a pass in transition. The ball almost kind of exploded out of his left hand, but he got it to the guy, and it's a 1-point game. They are getting multiple traps right now. Stephen F. Austin is on the defensive end. It's not just one trap per possession.
Almost another takeaway, and then a foul against Stephen F. Austin, and things are getting chippy here inside Mizzou Arena.
Watch right here, the ball kind of almost popped out of his left hand. And a great attack by Como. Harris is just a terrific playmaker. A big 6'6" guy that's bringing it down with speed and transition, making the right read.
Is it my imagination or have things gotten more intense in the last couple minutes?
Yes, they have. Yes, even between you and me, I feel it a little bit.
It is turned into a physical ball game.
Well, neither team is going to back down from that type of a fight. If nothing else, Konzo Martin has brought that type of fight and toughness into his program, and Kyle Keller is building it with that same foundation with the Lumberjacks.
basically just looked at his guys and says, don't foul.
Well, you better own your spot on offense because defensively they are giving you nothing on either end.
Oh, my goodness! Holyfield throws it down.
That is owning your spot on offense. Wow. I told you that kid around the rim, his versatility, his toughness.
And an offensive foul on a moving screen against Phillips.
Watch Holyfield roll out of it and then go off at 2 feet. That way there's no one-footed finesse, nothing about that. That was a two-footed.
Oh. You know, we said there was some quiet. He's been kind of quiet. He's not quiet.
Oh, he's once he got 17 or 18 now.
Holyfield has 18 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of assists.
Yeah, he sent a message. That's only worth 2 points, but it's worth more than that mentally for Stephen F. Austin.
Another foul. And that one will go against Puryear.
Holyfield sets the screen, he holds it. And although number 1 rotates over, he's too small to bother. It's a great job of getting his feet under his shoulders and exploding at the rim. Just the 2 benches right now. Just look across right now. You look at one bench down here in purple. The coaching staff is up. They're active. They're on fire. They're alert. They sense a chance right now to do it one more time like they did at LSU. And the other bench, Missouri, has a lot of concern, a lot of quiet stares of, can we hold on right now?
Well, they were up 13 in the second half. And we are now dead even with 4:46 to play. Holyfield will take a break probably till we have our under 4 timeout. Well, you called it coming to the gym this morning. This is going to be a good one.
When you do a Stephen F. Austin game, you're in the gym about 12 out of 15 hours. I've learned.
Good thing you're a gym rat.
Yeah, it is. And I brought some snacks.
Porter. Robertson. The tap is good. Puryear will get credit for that basket.
Yeah, but really Robertson, because of that being fearless to attack the rim and get it up on the rim, allowed the big to come in and finish it up. Missouri 37% on the offensive glass on the year. That's a high percentage even on the national level.
Gilmore, ball fake. Shot clock at 5. Harris, 2. That's a shot clock violation. Timeout on the floor. Making some noise inside Mizzou Arena.
The Jacks have another dagger in them. Scramble for the ball with 10 seconds. They get it to Kennett underneath, and he puts it in with 6 seconds. No timeout called here by the Tigers. Here comes Waters. Waters inside to F. Blew the layup. And Stephen F. Austin has pulled off the upset, their first ever win against an SEC team.
So what's at stake? Stephen F. Austin trying to pick up their second win against an SEC school. Missouri trying to stay perfect here at home. Came in 6-0 in this young season.
They believe. Stephen F. Austin believes they're going to win this game. That belief may have been shaken a little bit had LSU made that shot at the end. And by the way, that was a much more difficult shot than what most people realized by Epps. A bad angle, was on his wrong foot. But still, Stephen F. Austin got the win at LSU. And now they have a truckload, a boatload of confidence they can do it one more time.
Guys will head to the free throw line. As that foul is whistled against Stephen F. Austin. Neiman in, and that'll be his 4th. Boy, Missouri has just been dynamite at the free throw line tonight. They are 18 out of 19 at the stripe. in a 2-point game.
That's huge.
Yes.
You know, Missouri, though, they didn't get into the bonus till maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago. So Stephen F. Austin, as aggressive as they've been in the second half, much better at defending without fouling and not letting Missouri get to that charity line, you know, with 10 or 12 minutes to go in the bonus. There's tough, and then there's last 3 minutes of a close game tough. We're going to find out which team has that kind of a guy.
Gilmore off to Augustin. Holyfield back on the floor. They'll get it to him. Nice catch. They connect. He just can't get any looks at the basket. Finally squares up. 2 guys in his face and buries him.
Same thing he did at LSU. He knocked down a shot right in front of their bench with about a minute to go that gave him the lead.
And that was 7. Here's Porter. Now to Tillman. Jonte working on Holyfield. Good ball movement. Robertson, ball fake. Buries it.
How good was that, Dave? To allow the defender who came on a bad high closeout to sail past him and have the presence to gather himself for the shot.
21 now for Robertson.
That was great poise under pressure.
Gilmore stopped by Porter. He pinned it on the backboard.
Porter is averaging 1 block every 10 minutes that he plays. That's a high ratio.
Robertson. Got it again.
Yeah, we might have just identified one guy that has that last 3 minutes of a close game toughness, and it might be number 3 in white.
Five quick points by Robertson.
Well, terrific job again by using the free throw stripe as a yield sign. What do I do with the ball at the free throw stripe? The traffic will tell you what to do. He knocked down a tough 2. The possession before that, he drains the 3 ball from the corner.
Hey, can't overlook the block shot either by Jonte Porter.
Porter again, 1 block shot every 10 minutes that he plays. He goes up and gets it with his left paw, keeps his body off the offensive player. That's a really high block percentage for a kid that young and understanding how to move his feet and to be there. He's probably blocked Michael's shot a few times. So Michael ain't gonna miss that one.
Michael, his older brother on the bench, unable to play. There he is. All smiles right now because it's a 6-point Missouri lead. 2 minutes to play.
These are 2 very good basketball teams that will both be in the NCAA tournament. They play the game the right way. They play together, they play tough, and they play hard.
Geist. Robertson, can he do it again? Not this time. The tap toe almost went in. Barnett got his hand on it. Back the other way are the Lumberjacks.
Well, if he made it, the game's probably over, but he missed shoot and took a quick 3 and leaves the Lumberjacks with a chance.
Barnett. Holyfield. Augustin steps inside the arc. That won't go. And then a foul. And that'll go against Missouri. Somebody pushed off underneath. I think that'll go against Barnett. That'll be his second. And a couple of free throws coming up for Leon Gilmore. Gilmore at the line this year, 64%, came in 29 out of 45. I just am thoroughly impressed. You got to have a guy that has ice water in his veins, right?
Sure.
Robertson,
several of them. Yes, he's my so far close game, 3 minutes to go type toughness. A lot of bounces of the ball left in this one though.
1:16 to play. Gilmore calmly converts. 4 Lumberjacks in double figures.
You know the pressure's coming.
Yeah.
From Stephen F. Austin. Missouri, a 70% free throw shooting club overall. Right now, make him work. Make him work the entire time.
Geist picks up his dribble, gets away with it. Now Porter. And a foul. That'll go against Aaron Augustin. And Geist to the free throw line. Geist 71% on the year. That'll be 4 on Augustin.
That's it's either the 6th or the 7th foul by Stephen F. Austin, 40 feet from the rim. And so now you've got Missouri in a tight ball game. They've been able to go to the free throw strike more than you. It's not a huge advantage, but it's 4 or 5 times. It could be traced back to those times you fouled so far away from the rim.
Yeah, with 1:05 left,
yes.
Right? You just want to play defense.
That the guy did. They're trying to deny Geist. I get it, but Will Porter did a great job of being a pressure release when he got hung up in the backcourt.
These free throw numbers by Missouri, 21-22. They have outscored Stephen F. Austin by 8 at this point.
Yeah.
At the free throw line. Make it 9. Still a 2-possession game. Off the mark, tapped around, connect with it. Spins right into Tillman. Augustin will line it up. Got it! 81-78 with 47 seconds to play.
Huge offensive rebound by Kennett. Only 6'4", but comes up with a loose ball, and then Augustin does a good job of just a sidestepping to make the closeout defender hesitate just enough to give him a wide open look. He's a 42% three-point shooter, but boy, that's when the game's decided, and both coaches, they use that exact description. The game's decided when the ball's on the rim. And Stephen F. Austin comes up with the biggest one probably so far of their season to keep this thing within striking distance.
Last timeout for the Lumberjacks. Missouri with a timeout. Possession arrow does favor Stephen F. Austin in a 3-point ball game.
Well, if you're Kyle Keller, you're very aggressive right now, which is that's who they are. They just continue to stay who they are. Looks like he's actually saying, when we get the ball back, this is what I want to run on offense. He's probably already talked about his defense. Now he's saying on offense, this is what I want. Conzo Martin on the other end, you have to tell your guys this. Expect you're going to be fouled. Don't expect to get the call. You be strong with that ball and own your spot, and at worst, get ourselves to the free throw line on this possession. You know the contact's coming. Don't look for a whistle and be a grown man right now with 47 seconds to go.
And of course, Stephen F. Austin with no timeouts. Both teams in the double bonus.
This will not be easy to get it in. Stephen F. Austin is going to face guard, and Gilmore with hard pressure on the ball.
They get it to Geist. Geist will walk it up. Kennett defending.
Boy, he has been a little shaky with the handle Geist has in this ball game with pressure on him.
Geist, shot clock under 10. Loose basketball, they're going to say a foul against Stephen F. Austin with 8 on the shot clock. Gilmore a little upset. I don't know if he's upset that he fouled him or upset that they called a foul.
Yeah, his instincts, their DNA is to try to get after every loose ball, but with 8 on the shot clock right there, he gets a slap of the hand on Porter. Porter has been a valuable pressure release in this game, Dave. He has bailed them out when guys have been hung up because he moves his feet. He's a big target with great hands.
Well, an 83% foul shooter just clanked one off the back of the rim at a tight ball game for the 18-year-old. First miss at the line this half for Missouri. They're 10 out of 11.
For Stephen F. Austin, you extend the length of this game right now. If you take a 3 and miss it, the game's over. You've got to drive this ball to the paint, get yourself to the free throw line. Don't settle for a bad forced 3.
Harris pull up three.
Or settle for a bad force three if you're Harris.
And he drains it to make it a 1-point game. And a block foul. That'll go against Augustin, and that'll be number 5 on the sophomore.
Well, it's the old dribble handoff play that Bill Self ran at Kansas against Memphis in the national championship. Kyle Keller on that staff goes to the play. It's a dribble at a shooter and let him come off almost into another ball screen, but Harris just rose up and knocked it down.
Hey, don't forget Wednesday, 8 o'clock on ESPN and the ESPN app. We'll have the DXL Frisco Bowl between Louisiana Tech and SMU. Sonny Dykes, the era begins for he and the Mustangs as he'll take over for the bowl game and coach SMU. Skip Holtz, the Bulldogs, trying to defend the SMU Mustang high-powered offense. Here, it'll be Robertson to the free throw line.
Well, you've got an 80% free throw shooter trying to take this thing to a 3-point lead. And if it does, Stephen F. Austin with no timeouts. Oh, man, very short-armed it. So Kyle Keller has called a play, trying to get his guys' attention. He knows now we can either run the play for 3 or the play for 2.
They'll probably say run the one we ran at LSU.
They can run the play for 2 and win it.
82-81, under 10 seconds to go.
High flat ball screen, you got to get downhill off of it.
Loose ball, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2.7 seconds and a timeout, Missouri.
We talked all game long about Stephen F. Austin and how aggressive they are defensively. Well, Missouri's no joke on the defensive end either. A great job by Robertson. Again, that's the guy that showed me I have 3-minute-to-go toughness. He's knocked down shots, and he just made a huge defensive play. I don't know why Como didn't have the basketball bringing it up, though. That's the point guard and the playmaker that can do something off of a ball screen. That's not what Cadet does. And I'm sure Kyle has the same question for his guys in that huddle. It's still not over, as crazy as it sounds.
Wow, didn't even get a shot up.
Sight out of bounds.
Right here in front of our table here. They'll inbound the basketball, so an opportunity for a steal on this inbound pass. Remember, Stephen F. Austin, no timeouts remaining.
Yeah, and neither does Missouri. Yeah. So they've got to get the thing in. And if you're Missouri, at worst, you got to throw it into the backcourt. You cannot allow it to get a steal on Stephen F. Austin's end of the floor. You've got to get open. You've got to set a screen. You've got to expect Stephen F. Austin to put someone probably on the ball because you're kind of stuck on the side right here. You put LinkedIn, I expect 32 in purple to come bother the ball right now. He's a 7-footer that can take away vision. That's exactly what Kyle Keller's going to do.
Jovan Gruich comes in.
He's 7 feet tall, but I like what Konzo does. He puts his 6'11 passer as the initiator. He's open.
And they get it to Geis, and that will do it.
Very well done. Yeah.
What a ball game at Mizzou Arena tonight as Konzo Martin and company stretch their record to 10-2. Stephen F. Austin, they will fall to 10-2, but what a night of hoops inside this arena.
They have 2 really good teams. I mean, Missouri continues to show me I can trust them in all the key areas going forward into SEC play. Stephen F. Austin will be in the NCAA tournament, and they'll be about 27-2 when the bracket's released.
82-81 the final. For Jimmy Dykes, our entire crew, I'm Dave Neal. Good night from Columbia. Road to the College Football Playoff presented by Allstate is next.